What is up, guys? Welcome to the Being Beautifully Honest podcast and channel. Thanks for being here, for being subscribed. If you're not, hit that button. And if you're listening on YouTube, hit that like button. It's like walking in the room and hitting that light switch. Let's brighten up the place and get into this conversation. I wanted to have a conversation about Taraji P. Henson and Oprah because when the story went viral, when she did the press junket talking about how she's tired and how long she's been working in the industry and she's not getting her fair share and it's just a lot. And it was just really like weighing down heavy on her. But she was doing this during the Color Purple press junket tour, right? Before the movie was released and premiered. And I mean, I felt it coming from her spirit that she really is honestly, emotionally, physically, and spiritually exhausted because she has been working in the industry for a very long time. I even remember there was a sitcom that came on that Robert Townsend executive produced and starred in called The Parenthood. I don't know if you all remember that show. It used to come on one of those channels. I think it was the WB network. It was either UPN or the WB, but I'm pretty sure it was the WB. Robert Townsend starred in it. Reagan Gomez Preston, she was the daughter. Suzanne, I can't remember her last name. Actually, she unfortunately passed away last year. She starred in a few things. She even played Angela Bassett's sister in the movie How Stella Got Her Groove Back, just to kind of give you a visual. And Robert Townsend played the dad and husband of, the woman. But anyway, she was just in one episode of the show. She didn't even have a speaking role, but she kind of laughed and she was a friend to the daughter. That just goes to show you how long she's been in the industry. That show came on years ago. And how much she's grown and how much she's done in Hollywood, right? So when she did that press junket and that went viral, I felt like she was talking about Oprah, but she never came out and said Oprah. And I know it was uncomfortable for her because this is this project that she's working on that she's supposed to be promoting and discussing, sitting there with Oprah's best friend, Gayle King. I'm not saying that it is a comfortable thing to do. Confrontation is never comfortable for most people. Not everyone has an issue with it. Some people love confrontation. I'm one of those people. I can understand. I don't like confrontation. And actually, I just learned that she's a Virgo as well because I'm also a Virgo. So I definitely get it. And a lot of Virgos like myself, we do tend to go along to get along, not for the sake of being afraid, but just for the sake of peace and not wanting to ruffle feathers because we just want peace in our life. We're not trying to have conflict and drama and all of these different things like that, right? So with that being said, I felt like she was talking about Oprah, but she did not want to be direct. And it was an uncomfortable moment to be in because this is a project that she was asked to be in, but not just asked to be in, she actually auditioned for. And being someone like herself who has had so many roles over the years, not saying everything should be given to you, but once people get to a certain point, I believe she is an Academy Award nominated actress. I don't know if she's actually won one because I don't follow the awards. There are some roles that people do create for you where you do not have to audition. So it is a bit insulting to learn that. But I wanted to say this because when I saw this story a few days ago about how she was slamming the decision to give rental cars to Color Purple cast when they were in Atlanta, again, this is something that she's sharing after the movie has premiered and after the press tours, and maybe she's still doing some press, I'm assuming, because it's now just coming out that she's saying this. So we know she previously complained about her salary. She didn't directly say as Shug Avery in this musical or adaptation of the musical The Color Purple, right? But most people believe that it was involving this actual project. Because what else was she doing right before that? And if it was something that you were doing right before that, why would you be talking about that if what you were getting on this project was favorable for you? So I felt like she was, giving innuendos, not being direct. But even though I can understand being a Virgo, in situations like that, you just have to get to the point where you have to command and demand what you want, or you're going to continue to go along to get along. I'm not saying that it's right, but when she made the complaint about the transportation, I'm like, well, dang, that I would have said, look, if you want me to be on this project, you're going to provide it, or I'm not showing up. But I get it. If you need the money, like really that bad, I guess you kind of have to do what you have to do. Or I don't know. But the story is that she had complaints about her transportation to the set while on location in Atlanta. She said the lack of chauffeur transportation was another example of the production company cutting corners for Black stars. She says they gave us rental cars, and I was like, I can't drive myself to the set in Atlanta. This is insurance liability. It's dangerous. Now they robbing people. What do I look like, taking myself to work by myself in a rental car? And she told that to the New York Times. So I was like, can I get a driver or security to take me? I'm not asking for the moon. They're like, well, if we do it for you, we got to do it for everybody. Well, do it for everybody. It's stuff like that. Stuff I shouldn't have to fight for. I was on the set of Empire fighting for trailers that wasn't infested with bugs. It wears on your soul because you fight so hard to establish a name for yourself and be respected in this town to no avail. So I'm like, dang. They pretty much said, listen, we're not doing it, so you just need to show up and figure it out. But if they really wanted you that bad, to say, well, if we do it for you, we have to do it for everybody else. And she said, well, do it for everybody else. Apparently they didn't do it. And she's right. I mean, it is an insurance liability, to say the least. And you can get, most people have their, I'm assuming she has her own vehicles and has auto insurance. So when you rent rental cars, your auto insurance will cover your rental car, but they do sell auto insurance when you rent as well that you can pay for. But she shouldn't have to do that because, not to sound arrogant or anything, but she's Taraji P. Henson, and they hire her to play this role for this film. And then I saw this video on TikTok, actually a couple of them, and I'm going to play the audio so that you can listen in, because this is the type of stuff that I mean, where it's you're not being direct. Oprah isn't right by any stretch of the imagination. Her being a billionaire, girl, come up out your pockets and make sure these people have what they not only need, but what they want, so that you can get what you want, because this is the type of stuff that keeps people like Oprah being at the top, by being cheap, because a lot of the richest people really do not like spending their money. And for situations like this, where Taraji, I'm sure she probably assumed, oh, I'm going to be working with Oprah. This is my first time doing this. I know that I'm going to be set. And then she didn't get what she desired, but it was probably a vainglory situation, at that moment, even though being disappointed in the pay, it's like, well, this is me working with Oprah, so this is something that I can add to my resume. And these days, it's just not worth it. People say, oh, well, if you work for me, then I'll let people know that you did this for me or you did that for me. You can't pay bills with recognition. So I want to play these videos from TikTok so that you can hear what people had to say.
I want to know, what did Oprah do to Taraji? Like, check this out. Look how she walk up, right? They all walking up. Look at it. Okay, look. They don't greet each other. Taraji looking over here in space, just so she don't have to make eye contact with Oprah. Oprah doesn't turn to the side and say anything to her. Okay, I can't remember her name. I think her name is Danielle, this other actress. I don't know. I'm not going to lie on her, but I love her. Here comes Fantasia. And look, she right there by Taraji, right? Right? And look what she do. Look what she do. Scoot them down and get at the end. Now, where y'all know Oprah to want to miss up on being in the middle of the photo? Where you know her to not want to be in the middle of the photo, y'all? Everybody right down here. So yeah, I'm believing those rumors that they got a beef going on. Maybe Oprah want to try to give Taraji them coins. I don't know what's going on, y'all. Leave y'all opinions and thoughts below.
So people not understanding the Taraji P. Henson and Oprah Winfrey beef. Let me break it down for you. They were totally fine touching and standing next to each other at press junkets. No weird energy whatsoever. She even shouted Oprah out on the red carpet and told her she loved her.
Thank you so much. And I love you, Oprah, forever.
So why at this press junket were they definitely having a lot of tension between them? Like they did not want to touch for pictures whatsoever. And then that same day, Taraji gets on stage and Oprah touches the rest of the cast on their shoulder while they're talking. She refuses to touch Taraji. The rest of the cast, they all get touched. But Taraji, it's like she had the cooties. I wonder why.
And almost had to walk away from Color Purple. Yes, ma'am. Who said what? Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am. Because you know what? If I don't take a stand, how am I making it easy for Fantasia and Danielle and Hallie and Felicia? Why am I doing this? If it's all just for me, why are you here?
Oprah was mad at what Taraji had said in that interview, and then after they had a conversation about it, Taraji posted this photo like we didn't see the video of Oprah and not even tried to take a picture with her. But the caption is what got me. Oprah coughed up that money because she done said that it's imperative to have women of color in decision-making positions across all industries. Thank you for responding to my message with the compassion, understanding, and support that I received. Taraji goes on to say that it took one call and one conversation and one decision-making black woman to make me feel heard. Oprah knew that after Monique had already had the same issue with her, everybody would take Taraji's side, so she had to cough up the money. Black women supporting each other. But I wonder, why would a billionaire lowball her own people? So people not understand.
All right, you heard that. I'm going to put the links to those TikTok videos in the description box so you can actually see what he was saying. But the thing about it is, Oprah, she has been called out before. We know Monique called her out years ago. And there are people that may not have shouted it as bluntly and as loudly as Monique did years ago about the dirty ways that Oprah can handle things and treat people in the industry and cause her to be blackballed. But Taraji shouldn't be surprised. And at this point, like, what's done is done. So why not just speak directly to it? Because I feel like Taraji has gone back and forth a little bit, because she did do that social media post, which you heard the person read a little bit in that video, where she said it just took one phone call to Oprah and she gave me everything, you know, that I needed. And then she was on one red carpet and she said, I love you, Oprah. But was that really real? And I don't think that it really was, because here we have The Color Purple has already been released. It's come out. And then this most recent thing just came out where she's talking about the decision to have the cast drive themselves to the set, and they had to get rental cars, and how it was an insurance liability and it's not safe. And my God, like, when you watch reality shows, you see the people who are on these reality shows for the reunions, they have drivers they have Ubers that drive them to the set. And this is a big time movie that they're doing, and they couldn't provide the drivers and the transportation for her to get to the set, and the others, not just her. She just exposed that it's everyone, but she was, indeed talking about her experience. That is absolutely insane. And I feel that Taraji might need to take on 50 Cent's offer to work with him, not for him, but work with him, because I don't know what it is about Oprah, but she doesn't like to really take accountability and be exposed. I just talked about her not long ago, where I talked about how she lied about using a weight loss drug. She didn't name Ozempic, but previous to revealing that she was having medical weight loss pill or weight loss medication, I should say, intervention that helped her to lose the weight. Prior to that, she denied it and said that was the easy way out, and said how she was hiking and exercising and eating differently and whatever. So she's obviously not an honest person. And so I just don't feel that Taraji is doing herself any favors by coming out and just not really being direct. I'm not saying that she has to be as blunt and say the exact same words like Monique said on that stage when she did the stand-up, and she said that Oprah, Lee Daniels, and Tyler Perry could suck her bleep if she had one. I'm not saying Taraji has to say that, but she needs to be a bit more direct. But most people assume who she's talking about. Similar to Christian Keys. Most people assumed that he was talking about Tyler Perry. But I want to play one more video for you guys.
Say the same thing over and over. And almost had to walk away from Color Purple. Yes, ma'am. Who said what? Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am. Because you know what? If I don't take a stand, how am I making it easy for Fantasia and Danielle and Hallie and Felicia? So why am I doing this? If it's all just for me, why are you here?
Look at Oprah. You see how she looked at Taraji and quickly looks away. And now look at Taraji. Look at her legs. She locks it away from Oprah. Looking up, fluttering her eye, trying to hold back tears. But she's trying to be professional, so she leans into Oprah. Oprah pulls away. Fake laugh. We all know that's fake. That's fine.
So Taraji P. Henson is sick and tired of staying silent in Hollywood because she is now coming out to expose Oprah Winfrey for threatening to ruin her career. See, Taraji recently came out to reveal that she was grossly underpaid for her role in Oprah's movie The Color Purple. And this has caused fans to drag Oprah for filth and has caused some very bad publicity for Oprah. But Oprah is not handling this well, as you can expect, as she has allegedly been threatening to get Taraji blackballed in the industry. And Taraji is now calling out for help and exposing the deepest, darkest, shadiest parts of Hollywood and exposing Oprah for being cruel. Y'all come on in and have a seat because this mess is insane.
I'm just tired of working so hard, being gracious at what I do, getting paid a fraction of the cost. I'm tired of hearing my sisters say the same thing over and over. You get tired.
Y'all, it looks like everybody in Hollywood is suddenly speaking their truths and standing on it, because in the past couple of weeks alone, we have heard and seen multiple celebrities come out to talk about the things that they've been seeing and going through in Hollywood at the hands of some very powerful people in the industry. It started with Cassie's lawsuit against Diddy, and then Christian Keys and the anonymous powerful man that allegedly essayed him, and now it's Taraji P. Henson and Oprah. See, for the past couple of years now, there have been some serious allegations against Oprah and how Hollywood elites use her as a handler for other black celebs in Hollywood. There has been lots of talk about how the industry and higher-ups use her to keep black celebs in line and under their control. And it looks like Taraji P. Henson is coming out to confirm these stories, because she has just come out to slam Oprah for trying to kill her career after Taraji revealed in an interview that the industry is not what it seems, because she still gets heavily lowballed in the industry and doesn't make that much money. Certainly not as much money as people think she does. In a new interview, Taraji revealed that she has been stuck in the same pay grade since 2018. She almost had to walk away from the Oprah-produced movie The Color Purple because they lowballed her and didn't want to pay her what she was worth.
I haven't seen a raise in my income since Proud Mary.
and almost had to walk away from Color Purple. Yes, ma'am. Who said what? Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am. Because you know what? If I don't take a stand, how am I making it easy for Fantasia and Danielle and Hallie and Felicia? Then why am I doing this? If it's all just for me, why are you here? No, this is absolutely insane. Because can you even imagine what it's like to be stuck in the same pay grade for 5 years when everyone knows that you're one of the most talented people in the industry? It's actually sickening. But Taraji doubled down on her claims in an interview with Gayle King, where she claimed that she was seriously considering leaving the industry because she wasn't getting paid well when compared to other white actors in the industry. I'm just tired of working so hard, being gracious at what I do, getting paid a fraction of the cost. I'm tired of hearing my sisters say the same thing. I haven't seen a raise in my income since Proud Mary.
All right. So here's the thing. Most people can assume she was talking about Oprah. And just like you heard in those videos, they're saying that she's slamming Oprah. But she's not being direct. And she's getting a lot more support than Monique did, when most people believe she is talking directly about Oprah. And Monique wasn't even talking just about Oprah. She was speaking about several people. So is she going to need to work with 50 Cent, take him up on his offer, or, like she said, consider leaving the industry and doing something different altogether? And sometimes, listen, sometimes in life, you get to the point, like I did this video on my other YouTube channel, and I'll put a link to that video if you want to check it out, where I talked about everything is temporary. We go through seasons in our life, and I'm not saying that everything good is temporary. Sometimes you've come to the end of that season, and now it's time for you to press forward and do something else. And that may have always been her dream, to be an actress, but maybe you're not going to be Meryl Streep, where you're in your 70s and you're still acting, especially if you say that you've been working so hard and they're continuously lowballing you. But too, if you want to stay in the industry, which apparently Oprah has the power to get her blackballed in it, which is disgusting to say the least, then you have to figure out if that's something that you want to continue to have to contend with. And if you're going to, then you're going to have to be direct and address it. And so when it came out that she was having this discussion with Oprah Winfrey on the OWN network talking about The Color Purple, people felt like that was something that just happened. And I'm like, no, that was pre-recorded. That was pre-recorded. So no one should think that anything that she's really saying in that interview, which I may watch it just to see what she has to say, but no one should think in that interview where she's having that sit down with Taraji was something that happened after she did the press junket. It's not. It's more so for Oprah than it is for Taraji. Because when it comes to Oprah, anything that's connected with her or to her, it's really for her. And it's unfortunate because to hear that this has been going on for so long with Taraji, and then she, in my personal opinion, gets this major opportunity, she felt like, to work with Oprah, and then it turns out to just be, oh, here we go again situation. I know that was something that was like a spirit killer in a way for her, So do you feel that she has just been too indirect with Oprah? Do you feel that she may possibly leave the industry, and this may be her wake-up call to say enough is enough, and this is my final curtain call? I just wanted to talk about that because from the beginning, when the story went viral about her sharing how she was feeling about how long she's worked in the industry and she just really hasn't been getting her just due, And then to see the things that has been going on since that happened. And then the sit down interview with Oprah was just done, or just released. It wasn't just done. It was just released. And then on the heels of that, the news came out how she was slamming the decision to give the cast in Atlanta rental cars to get to the set. So it's like you're speaking out of two sides of your mouth. You really have to be honest, be direct, because clearly this is about your life and your livelihood. And obviously, nobody's going to look out for her really but herself. So she just has to really figure it out. So I just wanted to talk about that, guys. Let me know your thoughts in the comment section. Thanks for being here, for liking and subscribing. I'm Beth, just being beautifully honest. So until the next time, I just wanted to keep it brief, beautiful, and now I'm going to say bye. Situation. Wonder